There's nothing average about the Air Force Academy or those who come here.
It takes more than smarts and good grades.
It takes grit.
It's for the I never quit students, the relentless, persevering, most likely to keep trying until I reach my best students.
Because we will go on to lead others, push boundaries, save lives, and represent American ideals.
If you've got what it takes, prove it.
Hello and welcome. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. I'd like to thank our sponsors at Procyon Partners. Procyon, one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. They specialize in employee benefits, wealth management, and retirement planning. President Sean Rabinowitz, proud supporter of our podcast network and everything we do. Green Street Trust International, owned and operated by Rennell Jump and UConn legendary men's basketball player Jake Voskuhl. They specialize in tax plans for businesses large or small. They will save you money or get you a big fat return on your taxes. To schedule your free strategic tax planning session today, go to www.greenstreettrust.com. Pete Finch and the Finch Law Firm is located in Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you've suffered any type of personal injury, slip and fall, car accident, your mother-in-law ran you over with her car, your wife got angry one night and decided to stab you, the Finch Firm is for you. Pete has won legal battles all across the state of Connecticut. He will go to war to get every dollar you deserve in compensation. You just have to remember, in a pinch, call Finch or go to his website, thefinchfirm.com. Dynamic Human Performance is owned and operated by UConn legendary running back Andre Dixon. He trains boys and girls of all ages, all sports. He has a boot camp program 7 days a week, 6 a.m. You want to get in shape, you go to Andre. He has an athletic development program where he trains boys and girls in the sport of their choice from the ground up, helps them reach their full potential, be the best they can possibly be. Andre has sent boys and girls to college on scholarship for all different types of sports. To work with the best, he has a 5,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility in Hartford, Connecticut. Go to www.dynamichumanperformance.com. And hello, this is Steve Cully, the best podcast host in the universe, here for the Falcon Flight Report. Yes, we survived for a second week, which is a miracle in itself. We are going over the Air Force Academy team's recap. It's a weekly recap of what they did, the many teams, the great athletes, and everything that is going on at Air Force. We are covering because, as I like to say, content is king, and I want to provide as much content for Air Force and give coverage and feature these incredible athletes as much as possible. And also, you can see up in the left, the top left corner, there is one of those QR codes. You can scan it to donate money to the Falcon Athletic Fund. Also, on the bottom under my name, there is the website. You can copy and paste it and donate to the Falcon Athletic Fund, to the sport you want to, or whatever you would like to give to. And they had an incredible week of fundraising, which I believe was this past Tuesday. So congratulations again to Nate Pine and his team in the athletic department, they had 4,570 donors, and they raised $1,505,367. That is pretty impressive, and it was also a new fundraising record set for the giving campaign, the 2025 Giving Tuesday campaign, which was held. It was incredible for them to do that, and great to see. Fundraising is so important in college athletics today, especially when Air Force is not really allowed to, go into the transfer portal, give NIL money. So fundraising allows them to use the money in other ways. So it's just a shout out to all the donors for being so philanthropic, and $1 million, $1.5 million. That is great. And this will go to all 30 programs, and really specific initiatives supporting the Air Force Academy Athletic Corporation. The total dollars raised increased 12.3% from 2024. So Nate Pine said, on behalf of our cadet athletes, coaches, and staff, I would like to thank everyone who made a contribution in support of Air Force athletics on this record-breaking Giving Tuesday. End quote. That was Nate Pine. Margin of excellence, resources, and revenue generation are more important now than ever before. Nate also reiterated that during our interview on the podcast. College sports, it's the Wild West right now, and it's an arms race. And teams who can spend the most money are the ones who raise the most money. And Air Force obviously is not going to be paying players, but they can fund their programs better with $1.5 million coming in. So for really the margin of excellence, resources, and revenue generation, as I said, more important now than ever before. For the 10th consecutive year, the Falcon Athletic Fund and our donors continue to raise the bar with their participation and support of our 1,000 cadet athletes. To our donors, thank you for your continued support. That is from Athletic Director Nate Pine. Nate is outstanding at his job. He is a leader, but he also knows what it takes to win in the Mountain West, in college sports these days. He knows that money talks, bullshit walks. And Nate, everywhere he's been, when you look at his track record, even back at Oregon State, Cal Berkeley, Holy Cross, what he did. Nate understands fundraising. Nate understands that your gift is essential. It's not just about the ask. And that's really what I learned from him. It's not about the ask. It's about making the donor understand that the gift they're giving is going to make a tremendous, tremendous difference. you are contributing to the success of our athletic department. And I think that goes a long way. So several athletic programs across the department experienced growth in donor participation, significant growth year over year, including the boxing program that had a 200% increase in donors from 2024. In addition, 16 programs received 100 plus individual gifts, while donors contributed over $650,000 in matching gifts, helping add to the historic fundraising achievement. Air Force Baseball led the way on the leaderboard as the most successful individual program, raising over $400,000 from 1,352 donors. Women's gymnastics, once again, had the most donors for Air Force women's programs, with 339 individual donors. In addition, diving, water polo, and volleyball saw the highest increases in donor participation. On behalf of Air Force Athletics and the entirety of Falcon Nation, we are deeply grateful for every donor who contributed on Giving Tuesday, said Associate Athletic Director of Development, Tyler Boone. This event is a cornerstone event for the Falcon Athletic Fund's mission to provide philanthropic support, directly enhancing the experience of Air Force cadet athletes. But again, those who were unable to participate during Giving Tuesday but wish to make a gift still can do so right here. The QR code in the top left corner, you can scan with the camera on your phone. And on the bottom, under my name, is the website. You can copy and paste it, and you can give to the program of choice. Nothing is going to make a difference more than your gift. Because, like I said, Air Force is unable to give directly to the players, but the programs that receive the money can be much better off. They will be the ones to benefit. They can get better equipment. They can have better travel. They can have upgrades on fields, upgrades on facilities. So the money is still very, very, very important. It's being used in different ways. And it's still making a tremendous difference. Anyone giving, you're making a tremendous, huge, huge impact. Yeah, this is about Air Force. Yeah, so this is about the Air Force Academy. We are covering the weekend sports for them. I appreciate you watching, Alex. And yeah, shout out to Alex. Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Alex. You are my boy all the way. I love you. You're my boy, Alex. You're my boy. So that happened on Tuesday. Congratulations, everyone who participated, donated. Congratulations to Nate in the athletic department for making this a priority and bringing in $1.5 million. All the way. Tremendous, amazing, and admirable. So we also wanted to announce for the men's ice hockey team. They lost, unfortunately, last week to Robert Morris. However, senior Chris Hayden was named Atlantic Hockey America Defenseman of the Week for helping lead the Falcons to a split with Robert Morris, because they did win on December 5th. The defenseman from Kalamazoo, Michigan, he had 2 goals in the series, including a game winner, had 6 shots on goal, blocked a shot, and was a +1 in the series. He scored the game winner in really game 1 was +2 as Air Force won 4-1. In the second game, he scored Air Force's first goal and tied the game in the second period. His 9 goals this season are second in the nation. I'll say that again. Second in the nation among defensemen, and rank second in the league among all players. He has had a point in 5 of his last 6 games and has 8 points in those games. 5 and 3, total of 8. The weekly award for Hayden is his 4th of the season, 8th of his career. It is the 6th weekly award won by the Falcons this season. The Air Force is 8-3-1 in the last 12 games, 9-7-2 overall this season. The Falcons 6-5-1 and in 4th place in the AHA are idle until the Desert Hockey Classic in Tempe, Arizona. Boy, I would love to fly out there and cover that. Can I come to Tempe, Nate? I would love to come to Tempe and cover men's hockey. I would stink at covering hockey. There's no way. But that was again incredible for them. So also, a lot of the sports are going on break. They have finals, track and field. Their next event is not until Friday, January 16th. So nothing until then. And the other announcement, and this is my guy, man. This is my guy from last week. If my hypothetical child, this Texas Tanner named Mountain West Field Athlete of the Week. We went over his statistics last week during the meets, and he was a force to be reckoned with. Backed by 2 NCAA leading throws at the Wyoming Power Meet, Air Force senior Texas Tanner was honored by the Mountain West this afternoon, which was back on December 9th. He was named Men's Field Athlete of the Week for the 7th time in his career. Tanner is a native of Sheridan, Wyoming, had a stellar outing at the Power Meet on December 6th. He broke his own record in the shot put, 19.77 meters, equivalent to 64 feet, 10 inches. As I've said, I was a shot putter. I finished 3rd in New York State. I didn't throw in college. I threw it was a 12-pound shot put. I threw it 54 feet. This dude is throwing a 16-pound shot put, 64 feet, 10 and a half inches. Wow. Just wow. And with a name like Texas Tanner, dude's got to be a badass. So also in the weight throw, 24.18 meters, equivalent to 79 feet, 4 inches. Those two distances, which also reset Service Academy records he set last year, currently lead the NCAA with his mark in the weight throw, bettering the rest of the nation by nearly 3 meters. Wow. So the senior opened the power meet with a 24.18 meter distance in the weight throw that bettered the field by more than 3 meters and accounted for the 5th best throw in Mountain West history. Mountain West history, 5th best throw. And he reset his own standard in the shot put a few hours later with what we talked about, 19.77 meters to win the 17th thrower conference heavy field by more than a meter. Tanner and his Air Force teammates, we talked about this, they're currently off from competition for finals and winter break. They'll be back in action. We talked about January 16th and 17th. They are going to Boulder for the annual POTS Invitational. But Texas Tanner, you are the man. That is a badass name. I am sure you are a badass. Congratulations on your success. Very happy for his success. And I think he's only going to continue to get better. He's a senior, so kudos to him. So we are going to jump to our sponsors for a moment and be right back. Down south, we have Julius Williams and the Trench Mob. Julius trains offensive and defensive linemen. They compete in 5v5 tournaments across the country and also go to college showcase camps. Proud to say they were undefeated at every tournament they attended. Every college showcase camp, a member of the Trench Mob was offered a college scholarship. He's in Decatur, Georgia. If you want to work with the best, work with the Trench Mob, www.battleofthetrenches.com. We have Ned Von Young, Freshfold Laundry Company, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. High-end laundry service. They have you book online. You put your laundry out in a clear plastic bag. They pick it up, wash, dry, fold it for you at Land Speed Records. And they also have an online subscription model, weekly or bi-weekly. They offer now a pickup and delivery service, so you can have your laundry done without leaving the comfort of your own home. Again, washed, dried, and folded for you and returned to you within 48 hours. They also have an expedited service. They have deals for college students in the area as well. Check out their website, myfreshfold-laundry.com. We also have James Whitfield of Luther James Insurance. For the last 3 years, James has dedicated himself to the art of financial planning. He specializes in insurance policies, mainly life insurance. He will make you a boatload of money, and he will do so tax-free. He understands the stress that comes with retirement planning. How much do I need? For how long? Do we have enough? Because fear of the unknown is real. To connect with James, you can go to his website, www.lutherjamesinsurance.com. finally, we have Rob Hill of R. Hill Enterprises, Inc. Rob is an accomplished author. He is a speaker, and he also is an insurance mastermind, along with being a minister. Rob will put you in the right insurance plan for you. He understands the constraints and the rules that go with insurance, but he makes sure that you ask the right questions so you get the right answers. His main objective is to pull people's heads out of the sand, because that is what we're dealing with currently. To connect with Rob, you can message him on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, or go to his website, rhillenterprisesinc.com. Again, he also does speaking engagements. He is a phenomenal insurance agent out of Chicago, Illinois, and you should contact him for any advice, even if you don't want to work with him. All right, and we are back. Lucia, I apologize. I am not important, so I don't get thousands upon thousands of viewers. So I wish I could do better for you, but it's not about me. It's about the Air Force Academy, and just doing a quick recap of their week in sports. But thank you for watching. But again, we'll have a strong audience, believe me. So the Air Force swimming and diving team, men's and women's, they completes the CSCAA College National Open Water Championship down in Sarasota, Florida. For the women, four Falcon women completed their 5K swims, hosted at Nathan Benderson Park Saturday morning. Abby Miller finished highest for Air Force, 14th, and out of 118. She was under the hour mark at 59 minutes, 32 seconds. 4 placements with a time of 59:44. In the 18th spot was senior Katie Andrus. Grace Nickel claimed the 35th spot after clocking a time of 1 hour and 46 seconds, while Natalie Gemabricki finished at 1 hour, 7 minutes, 24 seconds. The Air Force women's swimming and diving team will pick back up in the new year on Friday, January 9th at 5 p.m. against Northern Colorado. Congratulations to them. On the men's side, okay, they competed the same. It was Saturday morning. Tucker Rice placed highest for the Falcons with a time of 58 minutes, 31 seconds for 50th place. Behind in 55th was Evan Witt, clocked in 58 minutes, 43 seconds. And Ralph Fiskus logged a 5K time of 59 minutes, 36 seconds to finish under the hour mark and take 64th place. In 74th place was Tyler Surratt with a time of 1 minute, 1 second. 1 minute, 1 second. The men will pick back up the new year, facing Colorado School of the Mines. Saturday, January 10th in Golden, Colorado. Colorado is quite golden. So the best news of the week, women's basketball. And women's basketball at Air Force has been doing very well. They had their final non-conference game against New Mexico Highlands. And this was for the first time in over 22 years. They won 65-64 over the Cowgirls. It's a great name, the New Mexico Cowgirls, Highlands Cowgirls. Basically, heroics on the part of Air Force in order to come out on top. New Mexico Highlands led by as much as 9 points in the fourth quarter, but a late Falcon rally spearheaded by junior Jada McNabb. She is a force. And New Mexico native Brett Clay provided a shot in the arm needed to overcome the opposition. 4 Falcons posted double-digit scoring on the day, led by junior Jordan Devons. She dropped in 16. Senior leading scorer, Melanie Perry, finished with 13 points, and then Clay closed the game scoring 12. Her fourth 10-plus point finish this season. McNabb posted an 11-point, 13-rebound double-double, and that was her third this season, which included a career-high 7 assists and 5 steals. Congratulations to Jada McNabb. I think she's a tremendous player. The Falcons and Cowgirls were tied at 17 after the first quarter. Air Force just outconditioned New Mexico Highlands 24-14 in first quarter shot attempts, but struggled to find points early on. As the Cowgirls got that early lead, Air Force calmed down, settled in, worked up a response in the waning minutes of the opening quarter, going on a 7-0 run to build the Falcons' first lead in the game. New Mexico Highlands Capelani Antalui drove the Falcon basket at the first quarter buzzer to really, even the tally. The Cowgirls then fought back. They were not going to go quietly into the night. They took a 31-30 lead to close out the first half. An 8-point showing for Devon drove Falcon scoring in the second quarter, leading Air Force along an 8-2 start. And they built a 6-point lead. The Falcons' advantage quickly disappeared back into single points. Cowgirl Elena Johnson found consecutive baskets to buy the New Mexico Highlands, the Cowgirls, a 1-point lead at the half. A lead in which New Mexico Highlands managed to maintain for the bulk of the third quarter. Down 55-46. Let me say that again, down 55-46. In the opening minutes of the final quarter, Air Force got into a rhythm. Love it. the Falcons clawed their way back into the game on a 13-0 run. Wow, 13-0 run. That is something. Clay's third triple of the afternoon and a speedy layup on consecutive possessions brought Air Force back to tie the game at 55, and a fast break basket by Perry brought the Falcons a 57-55 lead with 5 minutes and 42 seconds remaining. Down the stretch, the Cowgirls' resolve bent. It bent. However, it did not break. Johnson, with 2 minutes remaining, willed the Cowgirls back to tie twice. So she was able to get the game back to a tie twice. But who came to the rescue? None other than Jada McNabb. She answered the call. She had critical, monumental baskets on consecutive possessions, which ended up resulting in a 63-61 Air Force advantage with 38 seconds to go. With the game seemingly in hand for the Falcons, after Perry lifted the lead to 65-61 on free throws, those Cowgirls, they are resilient. Malinka Samaya completed an and one drive at the Air Force basket on the resulting possession to cut the Falcons' lead back to within a single point. So how about that? And one. The worst thing that you could have happen, I guess, after an unfortunate inbounds play by Air Force, it gave the possession back to those Cowgirls with 12 seconds to go. As I said, Cowgirls, they are not going quietly into the night. On the final possession of the game, Antonella drove at Perry in search of basically a foul, illegal contact. She was very unsuccessful in convincing the refs for a whistle, a foul. She lost control. Perry claimed the turnover, leaving Air Force on top as time expired. Air Force, great win. Back and forth, overcoming adversity. You're down, you're fighting. And those Cowgirls, like I said, they are relentless. They are not going to give up. So it's good to see Air Force finishing non-conference play at 6-4. They did lead the game in free throws made. They had 11. And blown away by this, rebounds, 39 rebounds as a team. And how about this one? Steals. 14 steals as a team. And then points off turnovers, 17. Second chance points, 11. Fast break points, 17. So Air Force is going to be opening up Mountain West competition this week. This week, in a few days, they play Utah State Wednesday. And they return to Clune Arena to host Nevada on December 20th. So just a good win all around for Air Force. Now, New Mexico is 4-5-1 coming into this. They weren't exactly a powerhouse. However, I've seen games like this with UConn all the time. All that matters is the W. Whether you win by 1 or 100, the W, winning, that's all that counts. So, again, we had Jordan Devon. It was good to see. She played 32 minutes, and she was 4 of 14 from the field. However, she was 3 of 6 from three-point land. She hit all her free throws, 5 of 5, 3 boards, and an assist, 3 steals, 16 points. She led the way. The typical leading scorer, Melanie Perry. I apologize. It is Melanie Perry. She is the senior guard. She is the leader. She is the leading scorer of the team normally. She played 32 minutes, 5 of 12 from the field, 1 of 3 from three-point land, 2 of 2 on her free throws, and had 13 points, an assist, and a rebound. And then my girl, Jada freaking McNabb. Let me tell you, you want a star? It's Jada McNabb. Jada McNabb, she is 5'10". She's a guard. She's what I like to call really more of a point forward because she's one of those people, one of those talents capable of doing anything asked of them. I'm not going to compare her to, but I will say, being a UConn guy, we have Sarah Strong. Sarah Strong can play inside. She can play outside. If you put a big on her, she'll blow by her. If you put someone smaller on her, she'll handle her in the post. Sarah Strong is taller than Jada McNabb, but Jada, from what I've seen, has the same skill set to an extent. She played 36 minutes, 5 of 10 from the field, 13 boards, 7 assists, 5 steals, 11 points. Great game. Great game by Jada McNabb. All around, she did her job, offense and defense. And I just think she had a remarkable performance. Keely O'Halloran played 28 minutes, added 7 points. And we talked about off the bench, we had Brett Clay, who ended up playing 32 minutes. Let me say that again. 32 minutes for Miss Clay. Let me double check. She is a true freshman, and I've seen this with UConn, with the men's and women's team. They are bringing along true freshmen, maybe not starting them, but playing them a significant amount of minutes. And I believe that's what happened here. 5 of 12 from the field, 2 of 5 from three-point land, three boards, and 2 steals. She scored 12 points. And to have 4 players in double digits is a great accomplishment. I think this was a spectacular way for the women's basketball team to end their non-conference play. They're going to be in conference play, as we talked about on Wednesday against Utah State. So that is going to be exciting to see. I am just double checking. I was just curious to see when the men will be playing next. The men, okay, so they're playing on Wednesday as well. They're playing at San Diego State. So we'll get coverage on both of those games. So that was really it for the Falcons this week. I think it was a success all around. You are a beast, though. I'm not really a beast. I wish I was a beast, but I appreciate the compliment. The compliment, but yeah, I'm not a beast. So the Falcon Flight Report, again, second week in a row. As we announced, Air Force set a record on Tuesday for giving, for donations, raising $1.5 million for the athletic department. And as we talked about, they don't go out and pay for transfers. They don't go out and buy the best players. They truly spend the money to benefit all 30 of their programs. And it was good to see boxing increase by 200%. It was good to see that baseball led the way with $400,000 of donations. So congratulations all around to the Air Force Falcons for just really an unprecedented, spectacular week. It was good to have your hockey defenseman named, defenseman of the week. That's a great honor. The swim team, the men's and women's swimming and diving team, was down in Florida, and the women's basketball team, boy, they are going to be a force to be reckoned with. I see so much potential with them. They have a lot of talent. Melanie, being their leading scorer, senior, she is going to be that glue, the consistency. Jada McNabb, force to be reckoned with. She is something special. She is talented. She is going to continue to improve and develop, and I think make a massive impact starting Wednesday on conference play. So I hope I did the Air Force Falcons justice with the Falcon Flight Report. And again, if you did not give on Tuesday and you would like to give now, the QR code is at the top of the screen, and the website is under my name. I will do 45 jumping jacks and 132 push-ups for anyone who donates. So, but hope to see everyone back next week. Hope the show is a success. Shout out to Mr. Rick Baum. Rick has been incredibly supportive of the program. Rick has been very kind to me, offering advice. I know he was at the women's game. He said, cover the women, and that is what I did. So, Rick, I appreciate everything that you've done. Nate Pine, my former athletic director, when I was at Holy Cross. Nate is one of a kind, and he is building something special, an empire at Air Force. He knows what he's doing. And I'm just happy to see the success that he's having. it's going to continue. It's only going to get better. Football is only going to get better. And I hope to be able to have some of these fine athletes on the program. I will reach out to and see if they will come on. So this is Steve Cully, the best podcast host in the universe, at least in his own mind. Remember, life gives you lemons. Don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them right back at life.
Help us in supporting over 1,000 cadet athletes at the United States Air Force Academy. Join the Falcon Athletic Fund today and be responsible for funding critical projects and providing the margin of excellence resources necessary for our cadet athletes to compete for championships at the highest level.